Struggling to find profitable niches for your print-on-demand business? I've got 5 low competition niches that are selling like crazy right now. Before we dive into the list, let me explain why choosing the right niche is the key to success with print-on-demand. With so many sellers in the market, standing out is tough, but finding low competition niches gives you a real chance to shine. In this video, not only will I share these niches, but explain why they're making sales so you can act fast and start selling. Let's get started. And also, if you're unaware, this is my top research design vault, 460 plus niches. We should be hitting over 500 niches by the end of this month. Definitely will, honestly. I release niches every single week as far as design inspiration and different ideas and what's selling as of right now, what's trending and what are people are buying. And you're trying to get ahead of the competition to help you make sales with your print on demand business. There's a lot of people back here that are having success with this. You can see what you can get, the niche name, related keywords, number of competition, and the link. There are people back here that are making sales, making money, and have a better understanding of what they should be designing for when it comes to creating a design for a t-shirt, right? So that's the one of the most important thing when people look at any of this stuff is they don't know what's selling. And this is like what they should be creating, okay? Everything is trademark checked and copyright checked back here too as well, so you don't have to worry about that. But I always recommend that you always double check for this. I say this in all my videos because I'm human. I do make mistakes on my end too as well. And it happens to me sometimes where I'll create something, then I go back and check. I'm like, wait up, dang. It's trademarked. I can't create this design. So you always double check everything that you do because it's your business too as well. If you're trying to take this serious and make money and take it to that next level, I highly recommend Top Research Design Vault. All right, so the first niche idea is morning woodies are my favorite. Duck hunting, you're gonna see right here, hunter. You can see how they're targeting this right here. It's just a funny saying in the duck niche, right? If you understand what it's referring to, you get the idea behind it. 4.9 out of 5, 20 ratings, 200 bought in the past month, which is really nice. And the price point, $19.99. They come down. And it's a very simple, if you look at this too, it's very simple, text-based graphic, nothing too crazy about the design, right? It just looks good on a darker color t-shirt. We come down, we look at the BSR. If you're unaware of what this is, it's a BSR, it's a sales rank that Amazon gives us. This tool right here it's called Helium 10. It's a free Chrome extension that I use to track the BSRs on Amazon.com. It's made its first sale in 2023 of August. And then look at that going into Q4, you can see that it just crushes. And this was in 2023, but in 2024, pretty much the whole year, it's selling consistently. And look at that. This is what we look for as print on demand sellers right here, because if you can see a consistent selling design like this, and you can create one like this, this design can make you anywhere between $50 to $100 a month, right? And we come over here, look at the rest of them. We have a result of 188. So this one's the overall pick, right? You got to see right here, 101 BSR. And then we come over here to the next one. We have a 540 BSR. And it's very similar. This is a really cool design too. And you come down, you can see all the other created designs. And some of these designs are AI generated. You can just tell by looking at the image itself. Next niche idea, funny plumber t-shirt. Now this is when I'm looking at the funny plumber hourly rate, you can see right here. Now this is interesting because this works really well in the barbecue niche. This is a design, like the concept of it, of breaking down like your hourly wage, or in the beer niche, barbecue niche, breaking this same concept, but just applying it to a different niche is a really good idea because this seems to be a top seller in a few different niches. Okay, if you do it correctly, you can see how they did here, $100 an hour minimum, and then 180 if you watch, 200 hour if you help, 300 an hour if you worked on it first, and then $4.99 an hour if you tell me how to do my job. And they're taking a funny concept and just putting it together on a t-shirt, right? And it's simple text-based, and they have a little graphic right there. Nothing too crazy, right? 4.7 out of 570 ratings, and you can just tell people love this design right here, okay? When we go down, look at the all-time BSR, and yeah, look at that. It's cranking. So it made its first sale in 2021, but look at, as it's going up and down, that means it's making consistent sales. So when it goes up, when it goes all the way up, it's not making sales, but when it drops down, it starts to make sales, but then it starts to do little squiggly lines like that. That means it's cranking, and especially going into 2024. Look, you can see like the longevity on this actual design. So from 2021, and still from 3 years from now, still making sales consistently as of today. Now we have a result of 107. You can see this is the overall pick right here. And then the next design is gonna be like roughly around 1 million. Still pretty decent. It's consistently selling more than probably like once or twice a week. And then as soon as you get into the 2, 3 millions, 1.3, all that stuff, all those other higher numbers, it means it starts to sell less and less. But with this one right here, it's at 251K BSR, which is really nice. And look what they did. They kicked that same concept, that same design, and put it over here on the long sleeve. And it's selling over there too as well. Have it on a sweater, selling at $31.98. And it's different, obviously a different, same, almost similar design, but different layout, different graphic. And you're going to see how they did the design, but this seems to be a consistent seller during the wintertime for hoodies. All right, next idea. I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes. She hugged me. 4.6 out of 5, 53 ratings, right? Funny husband and wife sayings, right? This is really good. Think of something funny that you would say if you're to your wife or to your husband, or if you see your mom say something funny to the dad or anything like that. Be a really good t-shirt idea, right? And then you can tell by looking at this is a simple text-based design. 4.6 out of 5, 53 ratings. If you come down over here, look at the all-time sales, and it's made its first sale in 2020, but you can see that it goes all pretty high, but then it just starts selling consistently over the years, right? Which is really nice. If we come over here, I told my wife to embrace her mistakes t-shirt. We have a result of 476. And then we come over here, we see this one as the overall pick, 1.2 million BSR. It does have a good amount of reviews, so it might not be selling good right now as far as it's a little bit higher BSR, but if you come back and look at the BSR chart, it does sell consistently throughout the whole year, which is really nice. All right, next idea, 100 days of school. Now this is coming up pretty shortly, so if you're not doubling down in this niche and making different designs for it, you need to get on this right now. So if you want to get ahead of the trend, this is a perfect example of getting ahead of the trend. It's going to start when you're going to see in the up and coming videos that we're going to come across some 100 days of school designs that are just crushing it, making a lot of sales. Right now, they're not making too many sales. It's starting to get the search velocity. People are starting to buy it. But obviously, when it gets closer and closer to the event, it's going to sell even more and more. And this is going to be a good example. So let's break this down. 4.6 out of 5 rating, 22 ratings in total. You can see how it looks good on a white t-shirt. 100 days, you must be kidding, kitten. Okay, if we come down right here, let's look at the all-time sales. And this is going to tell us, it's a weird BSR chart, by the way, too. You're going to see in January 19th of 2024, so 143 starts to go up. But then look at towards the end of the month, it's going to start to trend down. Look at that. It crushes at January towards the end of the month. It gets lower and lower to 7K BSR, 5K BSR. That's freaking low. That's crushing it. They're making a lot of sales on the daily. And this is what we look for. And then you look at still going into the beginning of February, it makes sales, but then you're going to see that it starts to go back up and then it drops back down. So it makes sales throughout the year, but then you see that it's made its first sale at the beginning of this month already on the 1st. So that's a good sign. So when you see that, and the BSR right now is probably like 1.4 million, roughly around there, but it dropped down. So that means people are starting to buy for this event right now. Okay, this is a perfect example of getting ahead of the competition, and you start getting your designs up, and especially organic sales too. Okay, that's one way to do it, is get ahead of it, put the designs up there, have it start to rank on Amazon, and the algorithm will organically start to push the design out to people, because that's what Amazon does. You know what I mean? Gives every seller a chance as far as making money, because if it's a good design and it's a good product, Amazon wants to push it out to their customers so they can make a purchase, right? It's literally that simple. We come over here, we have a result of a 104. You can see right here, 100th day of school. Cat, you must be students, kids t-shirt. We have an overall pick right here. Look at it's at 1.4 million. But at one point, as we've seen and looked at the BSR chart, it dropped all the way down to 5K. So most likely this right here is going to repeat itself again. And this is a really good design inside of 100 days of school, kitten, cat, and just think of different sayings, right? Looking at this design, you think of different ideas, different concepts, and what you can do to possibly create a top selling design inside of this sub niche. All right, next idea, 100 days of coffee and chaos. 4.0 out of 5, 14 ratings, $13.99 right now. You can see the design that they got going on, the color scheme. Pretty cool, right? They got the little pencil coffee, apple, some little flowers in here, right? And then if we come down, you can see how they have the "and" right there on the coffee mug too. So 100 days of coffee and chaos. We come down over here. It's made its first sale in 2024, okay, which is the beginning of this year. But when it made its first sale, it was at 111K BSR. And then the same thing with this one too. You can see that when it gets closer and closer towards the end of January, it starts to make more and more sales, and then February it starts to go up. Now, this right here, you can see that all the way down to what, 36K, 34K. That's a really good BSR, right? And then especially starts to rake into the algorithm more and more. Every time this comes around, every single year this comes around, and get a boost in sales. And this is what we look for as print on demand sellers. And look at right here. It's crazy because you're seeing that it dropped down. It made it sell in November, and then again in November, and then again in November. Okay, now it's going back up. If you come back and look at this design, you're going to see that, and you're keep an eye on this. It's gonna most likely going to take that downward effect, the downward trend, and make sales, right? And we're just basing it off of the past sales, right? So this right here, you're getting ahead of it. Right now it's at 2 million BSR, which is crazy. We come over here, let's see it. It's right here, 2 million BSR, 14 reviews. But I feel like this right here, this design too, is going to just go do the same exact thing as the last design as far as the sales velocity as it did last year. It should repeat itself. Okay, you can see there's a few other designs over here. This design is right here. It has a good amount of reviews. You can see how they did with, look at this too. How they did it with the Apple, 100 days of coffee and chaos. See they did with the Apple, cut it in half and turned them to zeros, right? And then here's one overall pick, happy 100 day of school. This is not related to 100 days of coffee and chaos, but you can see right there and see what they're doing with the other designs right here related to this one. We have a result of 198, 100 days of coffee and chaos, happy 100th day school teacher t-shirt. All the research that I'm doing inside of this video, I'm using Merch Informer. Okay, this is the research tool that I use to find low competition niches. So let me go ahead and share with you how I'm using this. And my coupon code is going to be down below the description. I get a little affiliate kickback from that. And there is a free trial. So test it out for a few days. If you don't like it, cancel before it charges you. Okay. Product research. Come over here to Merch Hunter. Let me show you how you can make money with this tool and find low competition niches. So you can filter a lot of stuff out right here. We can exclude brands, which is really cool. So I'm going to hit that, exclude that, come down right here, leave that. And then with the number of reviews, I'll keep it like 10 or so. And then I'll hit search. And me hitting search is going to basically go on to Amazon.com and do some scraping over there for us to find some new t-shirt designs. Now, with certain things, obviously, you still have to make sure that you're checking for your trademarks and your copyrights. You want to make sure that you're not infringing on another brand, okay? That's one important thing. Now, if we come down here, look at this right here. I'm voting for the convicted felon. Okay, that's a real popular one right now. If you're unaware of that, I've made some content on that too, going over that niche. Juneteenth is a real popular one right now. Let's go down right here. Let's say, for example, look at this right here. I went over this one too. I found this one. Let's go ahead and click on this listing. It's 4th of July, okay, and then we have fighter jets, okay, but and on the back of the fighter jets, it's basically showing the American flag, which is a really cool design. Now let's come over here to all-time sales. Let's check this out. It's made its first sale in 2023, right? But look at this. There's a big demand for this right now, and it's cranking. It seems like it cranks throughout the whole year and makes a lot of sales. So this is one way that I look to see what people are buying. And now what else can you create that's related to this right here? But this is crazy because this is an evergreen niche, right? Obviously, they're targeting 4th of July, but this is an evergreen niche that's going to sell all year long. By looking at the BSR chart, we're seeing that right there, right? Now let's keep going down, and there's a ton of stuff down here that you probably not even heard, you never even thought about, right? Done a little bit more. Merry 4th of Happy the Thing. Now, let's click on something like this. Now, Joe Biden funny design. If we come down, we're looking at this. Look at the all-time sales. So it's made its first sale in 2023, but look at right now, it's cranking and making a lot of sales right now. Now, the main goal behind this is just to see, okay, what's the demand? What are people buying right now? What can I do? What can I create? And then get an idea from that. As I'm looking at all this stuff, there's so many different niches that you can go after in here, okay? I'm just showing you one way that you can use this tool. Here's another fighter jet design, which is pretty cool, right? They turn it the opposite way. And you can just come down here and just never run out of ideas, just here for the wieners. 4th of July design. Look at that. Let's see. Click on this. Oh, it looks good on an all-white t-shirt, which is nice, but let's look at the all-time sales. Okay, it's made its first sale in April 2024, but like this is a newer design that's making sales. Okay, something like this, like when I see something like this, okay, people are obviously buying this type of design right now. It's a good idea to figure out something that you're of your own and make something like this, okay? And so that's how I leverage Merch Informer to help me come up with awesome new ideas. And there's a whole suite back here. You can even create your own design back here. There's a ton that can be done with this tool. Really awesome tool. Now that you have these 5 low competition niches, it's time to take action. Remember, success in print on demand comes down to finding the right audience and delivering designs that connect with them. These niches are a starting point, so don't wait. Start designing, testing, and iterating today. And if you have any questions or want to share your progress, feel free to reach out, and I can't wait to see what you create. And if you want more low competition niches like this, watch this video here next. Thank you very much. Peace out.